And I started off by thinking about the original synergy that we started out with. We decided very early on that we wanted to keep a similar color palette, and the colors we decided were red, black, white, and grey. And we did kind of defer from this because we decided against red. We kept it with the other ones, but that was for more of a practical reason, purely because Tabiti didn't have any red clothes. But the religious imagery, so the church, the cross, and the pose, which we kind of did develop, but also the gloves. We identified the gloves early on. We kept with that throughout. That was something that was very much consistent in all of our texts. And we also decided the text early on. Although we didn't use titles in the music video. That was the original. Sorry, Kano keeps coming on his website. He doesn't stop. The things that we kind of incorporated over the course of the project were things like the theme of urbanity. Obviously, it kind of came with the territory with us doing a grand video. But the wall, which we had in our ancillary text, and the kind of urban estate theme that we had in our music video was something that was consistent and deliberate. We knew we wanted to do it, but we didn't identify it as synergy until it came a bit later on, for example, in our ancillary text. Also the location of the chorus, I don't know if you noticed, and the location of the ancillary text of the pictures were the same. The wall is the same color, it's the same estate, same building. And that's a bit of synergy which we realised when we wanted to go take pictures for ancillary text, we should probably incorporate. And to some extent, the hat acted as a piece of synergy, but that was more coincidental. What stands out about our synergy? And so there's two main aspects which are kind of unconventional and therefore stand out amongst the industry and crime. And that's the text. The archaeologist Jacap's text is something which is original, unconventional. Did some research into that. But also the religious imagery. In my experience, I've never found, very few times have I found a crime video with religious imagery. I have sometimes in other genres, but it's still not conventional, and the aspects of synergy that we kept all the way through, which kind of made our video stand out, I believe. If we compare it to other real media projects, we can start with Ollie Murs, for example. Ollie Murs has, in the Right Place, Right Time album, is the same text on the digipack cover as he does in the magazine advert. That's one link. But across the ancillary text and the video, he kept the same top in the video Troublemaker as he does on the on both the ancillary text. He's got the theme of the braces, kind of smart. Admittedly, he wears a suit in the Troublemaker video, but a suit jacket, but it's still obvious that there are some clear visual links, and that was something we wanted to go for with the costume. Obviously, the costume is another aspect of synergy that we had over both the texts, and that was something not inspired by Ollie, but something that was definitely influenced by Ollie. We also influenced by Kano. Obviously, he's the original artist of our song, and in his album Made in the Manor, he has a video, T-shirt Weather in the Manor, in which he uses some effects on his images that make them look old-fashioned. Close the door, please, Warren. And like from a 90s video cam kind of style. And this wasn't directly linked. It was more indirect to the digipack and website. But they had these kind of cut out pictures, black and white pictures, which could be old-fashioned. And although the actual images weren't the same, the theme was the same. And that was something which we thought was quite clever. So we had the theme of religious imagery, obviously. And if you look at Wretch, Growing Over Life, that album, it was a very strict colour palette of black and white and grey on the digipack. And we actually see that desaturated image on the video Liberation, which is on his album as well. Which was that idea we kind of played with, the idea of having a similar colour grading to it. We didn't desaturate it obviously, but we could kind of keep the same colours with kind of cooled down a bit darker over all our texts. And the final one I wanted to look at was Dizzy Rascal. Obviously, as you can see here, he has the yellow, black, and white theme. He's the same costume as he does in the magazine advert. Same text, everything like that. Same pose even. and even the same wall in the background. Obviously, that idea of location was something we didn't take, but was something that we did think about. And they even had that across the video as well. So it was across both the ancillary text and with the video, with a kind of yellow, black and white theme again, yellow background, same idea really. And that strict color palette, similar to the Wretch one, was something which we wanted to achieve. And these were all examples of real life media products, 3 out of 4 in our genre, which really inspired us to kind of pursue the synergy that we wanted. I would say it attracted that audience through kind of fitting in with those conventions, as I've just kind of mentioned, with the locations and with the costumes, with our target audience being urban youth. We use the clothes that are generally associated with urban youth, in jackets, a gloves, a hat. We use the locations that they live in, urban areas. But I'd even suggest that the religious imagery kind of appeals. I would actually suggest that the color palette, being something that we've seen in other real media products, is something a synergist aspect that helped us appeal to our audience. Obviously, in crime, we don't expect to see really colourful red, green, blue like you would in pop, and that kind of helped us decide our synergy. I would suggest that we are very successful in our attack on synergy. We have clear visual links across both the ancillary text and the music video. Obviously, we had the repetition, the artist's face, they're looking at the camera, the breaking of the fourth wall. Obviously, it kind of comes in the territory of all our products, but I think it's something which could really help the audience engage with the synergy. And I kind of sum this up by having implicit and explicit synergy. So you've got the implicit synergy of the wall, kind of urban theme, and with that the location, and the color palette. These are things that you might not pick out, you might not see. Oh yeah, synergy. And that's Kano again. So you've got the color palette. These are the things that you might not pick out, but they are there. And I also said there was explicit synergy. And they are things like the cross, the pose, that kind of religious imagery, the gloves, and that's the aspect of our costume, obviously, and the text. Obviously, that wasn't in the music video, as I've mentioned, but I think they are aspects of synergy which the audience noticed. And as a result, I said the culmination of these aspects helped the audience subconsciously, as well as consciously, recognize that the products, despite being in different forms, obviously a music video, digipack, and advert, they are linked and they are visually linked. And for that reason, I think we succeeded in achieving a synergy between our products.